3400 BC. The marshes of southern Iraq. A civilization that should not have existed carved instructions into clay tablets describing events no human of that era should have witnessed. Flying vessels. Surgical procedures. A planet astronomers would not confirm for another 5,000 years. By the end of this video, you will see the tablet that mainstream archaeology has quietly removed from public display and understand why 3 governments tried to bury its translation. In 1849, British archaeologist Austen Henry Laird cracked open a buried library beneath the sands of Nineveh. Inside lay 30,000 clay tablets, baked hard by the fires that destroyed the city of Ashurbanipal. Most were administrative, grain inventories, treaties, royal decrees. But a smaller collection, written in an older script, described something else entirely. Stories so strange that Laird himself refused to publish full translations during his lifetime. Those tablets would not be fully decoded for another 70 years. The Sumerians appeared in the historical record around 4500 BC, seemingly out of nowhere. They built the world's first cities: Uruk, Eridu, Lagash, invented the wheel, the plough, written language, and codified law. They mapped the stars with precision rivaling modern observatories. Yet they had no known ancestors. No primitive precursor culture. Archaeologists call this the Sumerian problem, a civilization that arrived fully formed, as if dropped onto the Mesopotamian plain by someone who already knew how to build empires. The first clue came from a tablet catalogued as WB 444, now held at the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford. Translated in 1923 by scholar Stephen Langdon, it listed the kings of Sumer in chronological order, exactly the kind of record historians dream of finding. But something was wrong with the numbers. The reigns of the earliest kings stretched not for decades, but for tens of thousands of years. Alyalim, the first king, ruled for 28,800 years. Langdon assumed it was symbolic. Later scholars are not so sure. The King List names 8 rulers who governed before what the tablet calls the Great Flood. Their combined reigns total 241,200 years. After the flood, the lengths drop suddenly to human scales: centuries, then decades. The transition is precise, almost surgical, as if something fundamental changed in the relationship between rulers and time. Langdon tried to dismiss the numbers as mythological exaggeration. But the post-flood reigns match independently verified historical records with stunning accuracy. So why would the same scribes invent fantasy numbers for the kings before? The tablets identify these pre-flood rulers as the Anunnaki, a word the Sumerians translated as those who from heaven came to earth. They are described not as gods in the abstract Greek sense, but as physical beings who arrived in vessels of fire, taught humans agriculture, mathematics, and metallurgy, and ruled directly over the cities of Mesopotamia. The Eridu Genesis tablet states plainly that the Anunnaki descended at a specific location and established kingship as a gift to humanity. Mainstream historians call this myth. The tablets call it history. In 1877, French archaeologist Ernest de Sarzec unearthed the Cylinders of Gudea at the ancient city of Lagash. Carved in 2125 BC, they describe a divine being named Ninjursu instructing King Gudea to build a temple, but only after showing him a vision of a flying object the text calls the divine black bird. The tablet describes the craft as roaring like a storm, casting a shadow that covered the city, and emitting beams of light that could level mountains. The detail is technical, mechanical, not the language of metaphor. Then came the star maps. In 2008, a circular clay tablet held at the British Museum, known as the Planisphere, was finally decoded using modern astronomical software. The result stunned researchers. The tablet recorded the path of an asteroid impact event in 3123 BC with such precision that scientists could reverse engineer the exact night sky over Mesopotamia. But the viewing angle was wrong. The stars were charted as if observed from far above the Earth, not from the ground. The Sumerians, somehow, had a view they should not have had. And then there is Nibiru. The tablets describe a 12th member of our solar system, a distant planet on a long elliptical orbit, returning every 3,600 years. For decades, astronomers laughed. Then, in 2016, Caltech researchers Konstantin Batygin and Mike Brown announced gravitational evidence for a massive ninth planet far beyond Neptune, on a long elliptical orbit. The scientific community is still searching for it. The Sumerians described it on clay over 5,000 years ago. The question is no longer whether they knew. The question is how. Enter Zecharia Sitchin, a Russian-American scholar fluent in Sumerian, Hebrew, and Akkadian. Sitchin spent 40 years retranslating the tablets line by line. His conclusion, published in 1976, was explosive. The Anunnaki were not gods but a technologically advanced species who came to Earth to mine gold, genetically engineered humans as a labor force, and left behind detailed records of their arrival. Academia condemned him. Linguists attacked his translations. But quietly, in private correspondence, even some of his harshest critics admitted certain passages were difficult to explain any other way. Tablet 11 of the Epic of Gilgamesh describes a flood so detailed it predates the biblical account by over 1,000 years. A man named Utnapishtim is warned by the god Enki to build a vessel of precise dimensions, gather animals 2 by 2, and survive the deluge. The parallels to Noah are unmistakable. But the Sumerian version adds something the Bible omits. The flood was deliberate, engineered by the Anunnaki Council to wipe the slate clean. And Enki, defying his own kind, saved humanity by warning one man. Medical tablets from the library of Ashurbanipal describe surgical procedures that should not have been possible in the Bronze Age. Cranial surgery, cataract removal, the setting of compound fractures using bronze instruments shaped with precision tolerances. One tablet describes the diagnosis of diabetes by taste testing urine, a technique not rediscovered in Europe until the 17th century. Another details a procedure that closely resembles modern caesarean section. Where did this knowledge come from? The tablets credit it, again, to instructions handed down by the Anunnaki at the beginning of time. Then there is the metallurgy problem. The Sumerians worked bronze, gold, silver, and a mysterious alloy called electrum with techniques that imply advanced understanding of metallurgical chemistry. Some artifacts show evidence of electroplating, a process officially invented in 1805. The Baghdad battery, discovered nearby and dated to roughly the same cultural sphere, suggests the knowledge of generating electrical current existed in Mesopotamia thousands of years before it should have. Coincidence? Or fragments of a larger forgotten science the tablets describe as a gift from above? In 2003, during the looting of the Iraq Museum following the American invasion, thousands of tablets vanished. Many were later recovered. Some were not. Among the missing were tablets reportedly from a sealed collection catalogued in the 1970s but never publicly translated. Whistleblowers have claimed these tablets contained the most explicit Anunnaki references, direct descriptions of vessels, weapons, and locations. The Iraqi government has denied their existence. The American military has refused comment. The tablets, if they survive, remain in private hands. Mainstream scholars push back hard against these interpretations. Sumerologist Michael Heiser has argued that Sitchin mistranslated key words, that the Anunnaki were simply a category of deity, not flesh and blood beings. The 28,800-year reigns, skeptics insist, reflect a sexagesimal numerical system the Sumerians used for symbolic emphasis, not literal counting. The flying object in the Gudea cylinder is metaphor for divine power. The star maps are coincidence. Every anomaly, the Academy insists, has a mundane explanation. And yet, the anomalies keep multiplying. The linguistic debate cuts deep. Sumerian remains one of the most difficult ancient languages ever decoded, a language isolate with no known relatives. Every translation involves interpretation, context, and assumption. When Sitchin reads spaceship, traditional scholars read sacred barge. When he reads genetic engineering, they read divine creation. Both sides argue from the same source material. The truth is that nobody fully understands every Sumerian word. And the tablets contain hundreds of terms that scholars still mark as meaning uncertain in their official publications. In recent years, the tone has begun to shift. Younger archaeologists, freed from the dogmas of their predecessors, are revisiting the tablets with fresh eyes. In 2021, a peer-reviewed paper in the journal Mediterranean Archaeology and Archaeometry confirmed that several Sumerian astronomical references describe phenomena visible only from outside Earth's atmosphere. The authors stopped short of explaining how, but the data itself is no longer in dispute. The Sumerians knew things they should not have known. Now the question is shifting from whether to how. Even mainstream institutions now quietly admit certain things. The British Museum acknowledges that Sumerian astronomy was thousands of years ahead of its time. Oxford concedes that the King List's pre-flood entries remain unexplained. The Smithsonian admits that Sumerian medical knowledge included procedures whose origins remain a mystery. None of them will say the word Anunnaki in an official capacity. But the silence around certain artifacts speaks louder than any press release ever could. The questions are no longer fringe. They are being asked inside the institutions themselves. And now, the final revelation. In 2017, a tablet held in a private European collection was finally analyzed using multispectral imaging. The surface, worn smooth by centuries, revealed hidden cuneiform beneath. The text described a return, a prophesied date when those who descended would come back to inspect their creation. The date, translated through the Sumerian calendar, falls within the current century. Skeptics dismiss it as religious eschatology. Believers see warning. The tablet has since been removed from public study. Its current location is undisclosed. What did the Sumerians really know? Were they the inheritors of knowledge from a lost civilization that came before? Were they visited by beings whose existence we are not ready to confront? Or did they simply imagine, with extraordinary detail, a universe that happens to align with discoveries we are only now making? The tablets do not lie. They are physical objects, dated, catalogued, preserved. The lie, if there is one, lives in how we choose to read them. The Forgotten Archive will continue to investigate. There are more tablets, more translations, more vaults yet to be opened. The Sumerians left us a message written in clay, and only now, with modern tools, are we beginning to read it correctly. What they were trying to tell us may be the most important warning humanity has ever received, or the greatest discovery still ahead of us. Either way, the silence around these tablets cannot last forever. If this story disturbed you, intrigued you, or made you question everything you were taught about the ancient world, subscribe to the Forgotten Archive. Every week, we uncover the histories they hoped you would forget. Comment below. Do you believe the Sumerians were visited, or are we projecting our modern obsessions onto ancient minds? And watch the video appearing on screen now, where we reveal the Egyptian artifact that may prove the Anunnaki traveled far beyond Mesopotamia. The archive is open. The truth is waiting.